Hey guys, welcome to SNL Gaming. It's Lewis here today, and I'm going to be showing you the differences between PC and Mac. Now, everyone likes the Mac. I don't know why. I mean, a lot of PC people don't. That's why they brought a PC. But I mean, you see everyone walking around with their MacBook laptop doing work and stuff, which don't know why they don't just buy a Windows laptop, save a lot of money. But today I'm going to point out the main differences between the two, and hopefully give you a bit of advice if you're looking to buy a PC on which one to have. So if we go on Google and we look at the iMacs, we've got this ready. This is for desktops, by the way. I'm not going to be doing the laptops. So first of all, we've got the 21.5-inch 1080p MacBook, which you can either have as a 1.4 dual core i5, 2.7 quad core i5, or 2.9 quad core i5, all with turbo boost and stuff, which is, you know, standard because that's what Intel do. Notice no AMD processors. Don't know why. I mean, I like AMD as much as everybody else does. I mean, I run an AMD graphics card, so that just shows it. If we scroll down, you've got 8 gigs of memory, which is laptop memory, LPDDR3, of 1600 megahertz RAM. Yeah, I don't know why it says memory actually, it should say RAM, but oh well. So yeah, that's what you get. If you keep going, 500 gig hard drive. Notice it's a hard drive, not an SSD or anything. Intel graphics. Then you get the FaceTime camera, the audio stuff, which every PC gets. All your expansions, because I like to show you that for no particular reason. I could just list it, then I'm going to put a picture. But oh well. Get Apple keyboard, which is, I mean, I own my parents own a Mac, and so I've got experience in using them, so I know what they're like, so I can comment sort of thing between having a PC and having a Mac. By the way, this is done on a PC because I ultimately chose PC. So you got your Apple's Magic Mouse. There's nothing magic about it. It's a horrible mouse. It's wireless, which is, I don't know, some people like wireless mouses, but you can easily buy one of them for a Windows PC if you want. There's not a lot to say about it. It's a mouse. It doesn't have a right click, which is the most annoying thing in the entire world. I don't think Apple could have done anything more annoying than not include a right click or a scroll wheel. I mean, I know they have like the touch sensitive one where you just move your finger on it and it'll scroll for you, but it's just not as accurate as an actual scroll wheel. And sometimes like, I don't know, say if you've got greasy fingers or something, it doesn't pick up, or it picks up too much, so you might only move a bit and it'll like go right to the bottom of the page, which is really annoying, but oh well. Keyboard, as I said, has a horrible to type on. The keys like go down maybe 5mm, something like that, so it's really easy to accidentally press them, and it's just not nice to type on. So that's that. You can buy the trackpad, which is, well, you can read that, you know what it is. I didn't have one of those because they're like plus 70 quid on top of once you brought the Mac, so I thought that was just a complete waste of time and money, so I didn't bother because I thought what a mouse will do. It's got Wi-Fi and 4.0 Bluetooth, which is pretty standard for a Mac. They all have it. What I'm going to be reviewing, is I mean, it's set up like that. You can see the mouse and keyboard. It's shocking. They're just not nice. The keyboard's too short and it doesn't have the number pad that should be there, where I've just drawn it with the mouse, which is really irritating as well. They brag about that you get map applications with it, but you know, I mean, really, everyone gets that. It's not a big deal. I mean, if you buy a Windows PC, you get the equivalent. And I mean, maps, they claim they've got maps, but everyone's just going to go on Google and Google Maps, so that's nothing new. Yeah, the one I'm going to be doing is the 21.5-inch display. The cheapest one you could possibly get, which is, the specs are listed there. Well, that's what you could change, which is pointless. Because then you just pay more and you might as well have the better model. So, £899 is what they're asking for it. Which some people might argue, like, oh, you know, it's alright, it's the Mac, you know, you get your operating system, the OS X. Which everyone goes like, oh, you get OS X, it works with iTunes. Yeah, iTunes is good. But OS X, because it's its own operating system, isn't compatible with any Windows files, so... And everyone's got Windows PCs, like... So for me, it's school. And... you know, everything's done on Windows, so it's really hard to sort of change file. You can't really change your file format if you do something on the Mac. You have to go out and buy Microsoft Office for it, which kind of defeats the point of Apple giving you pages and numbers and stuff, because you're still going to buy Microsoft's Word and stuff like that. So that was pointless of them, but oh well. Right, so as I said, £899. So we're going to try and make the equivalent with a monitor and mouse and keyboard, because that's what they give you. That can do... well, that's the same. Should I build the same and see if it's cheaper than £899? Or should I try and build something better for £899? Shall we say that I'll try and build the best PC for £900 with a monitor that's 1080p resolution. I bet you could even get 1440p monitor for that resolution, for that price. Sorry, it's got to be IPS, because you know, otherwise it's not completely fair apparently. Right, so let's go on Amazon. That's all my upgrade parts for in the future. A quick look. Okay. Number one, Intel. You might as well. You can have an i7 for that money. I know you can. It's not hard. And then if I end up going back and changing it because it's slightly overpriced than 900, which I don't think it would be, then yeah. So an Intel i7, add that. So you're already way better than their processor of an i5 quad core, because that's an an i5 dual core they have at 1.4. This is a quad core at 4 GHz that's got hyper threading, so technically it's sort of 8 cores, sort of. Yeah, that's what they tell you, Intel. So then they claim they have 8 GB of 1600 MHz RAM. So 8 gigs of RAM. Now I know you can have, actually you could probably even go more than that. You could go more than 1866. I'm gonna have to search it. The fastest you can get for LGA 1150, that's it. I had to think of the socket then. Right, so 8 gigs of 2400 MHz will set you back 40 quid. So you can have 16 for nearly 80. So you might as well do that. Add to basket. Right, now we need a motherboard. Now we need one that can cope with the 2400 MHz of RAM. So you need something pretty good. You can't cheap out and have like a £40 motherboard, even though that would work, and that's probably what Apple give you. MSI do some nice motherboards. So do ASRock, but they're a bit on the cheap side. Asus is pretty good. Gigabyte's good. Well, the higher end Gigabyte ones are. Remember that, because I've got at the minute, before I upgrade to an MSI Empower, a cheap B85-HD3 Gigabyte motherboard. It's not that good. It's alright, it works, but it's nothing special. There we go. That's a good motherboard. The Mod 50, 1150, sorry, Asus Z97 Maximus 7 Ranger motherboard. Which, let's have a look what it's got. It's got 2 USB 2s and 4 USB 3s, which on a Mac, as it shows me down here, you have 4 USB 3s. So you've already gone 2 up on a Mac, just by having that motherboard of USB amounts. Which, I mean, no one really needs that many. But I don't think I've ever had a time with my Mac where I've gone, oh, I need more than 4 USBs. Or, you know, why did I buy a Mac? But, that's that. You can overclock on this motherboard as well, something you can't do on a Mac. Let's add that. Power supply. Say, I know a Mac does. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. Apple don't quote what their power supply is. It's just not there. Sorry. So let's say a 750 watt Corsair power supply. You know, good power supply will work. Obviously, it's going to work. Will last. You got room for a bit of expansion if you ever change your card. So that's something you can do. Change your card, like graphics card on here on a PC. You can't do that on a Mac because I don't even know why. They're not quite that clever, I guess. I don't know. That I thought, oh, someone might actually want to play a game on this computer. And even if you pay £1.5 grand, you only get a GT 755M, which is shocking as well. That's laughable. So we're currently sat at £532. So we've got just under £400 left, and we need to add a case. You can pick any case really. I quite like the Corsair Mid Tower with a window. I mean, you can have it without if you want. That's a nice case. It does the job, you know. That's what it looks like. You're never really going to need, unless you're going to do like an extreme build where you're going to have a full loop and stuff. This case will do you fine. You know, it's gonna work basically. I've not got a clue that is on Skype. Okay, add that case. Ooh, hard drive. Forgot about hard drive. Nearly. Add that. That's just Western Digital hard drives. You know, just as you do. Always going to have Western Digital or Seagate. Let's even add an SSD, because why not? 120 gig SSD for your OS. So we're at 644, and we need disk drive because Macs have one. So £14, there we go. And we need, I would say we need Windows 7 or 8. And just to be fair, because someone's gonna say like, oh, you need an operating system, you can get special copies, if you know what I mean. So we are left at, what's the total of this loads? 726, so we have 150 for a graphics card. So the graphics card to beat is Intel's onboard graphics. So we've got, that's really challenging and difficult to beat. I think I even think like a £30 GeForce GT 610 would actually beat it easily on benchmarks and everything. But let's be serious and say you actually want to play some games. A 750 Ti was my first card. The good cards, can't fault them really. For the price, definitely they're really good. You can have the MSI one, the what? With the boost clock. EVGA one if your case is small and you need the single fan. Yeah, I mean they all do the same job really. It's the same card, sort of. Yeah, I think that's about it. We just need to pick a card, as I said, and then we're done. So let's go with a 750 Ti, because you know, actually going to play some games with it. 960s aren't that good. Before you say, you might as well go with the 750 Ti. I'd say 50 quid. Let's add that. So we're at £826, and we have everything. And we have, I think we have everything. Intel i7, that complete. Hang on, let me put this in 2 tabs. No, didn't want to do that. There we go. Right, so let's compare then. Let's see how good iMacs really are. Ooh, a display. Whoops. Good job, I only need a 1080p display for, how much have I got left? 80 quid. And a keyboard and mouse. Whoops. Okay, time for some money saving. Just a little bit. Macs don't have SSDs and they're not essential, so that's gone. And I think that's all the actual money saving I needed to do. So, 1080p monitor. First one that comes up isn't actually that good. The BenQ one, it's a good monitor. 2 millisecond response time. 21.5 inch, so the same size. How much is the 24? The 24 inch one is 115, but we'll have the 21.5 inch because that's pretty much all you're ever going to need, unless you want to do some proper gaming. But if you're buying a Mac, you obviously don't. So this is the Mac killer, basically. How much are we at now? 878 with everything apart from a keyboard and mouse. And you can pick any one. If you want a slightly gaming orientated mouse, sorry I should say, and keyboard, you can pick something like this, which doesn't look too bad. You get a keyboard and mouse as a set. The mouse looks alright, so does the keyboard. Bit plasticky I guess, but for 20 quid, you know, who really cares? And yes, it's wired. I know Macs have wireless, but I mean, who's bothered? It's going to be on a desk anyway. So we are £2 short of a Mac, and we have a bigger hard drive because that's only a 500 gig one. We have better graphics easily. We have all the audio stuff because it's on the motherboard. All the connections we've got because, you know, as I say, on the motherboard, except Thunderbolt we don't have, but no one really uses Thunderbolt that much. I think that's it. Yeah, monitor, got that. Keyboard and mouse, graphics card, operating system for the people who really needed it. And Windows 7's better than 8 by far. And then if you download 7 when you get it, you can just upgrade to 10 for free. So that's that. Disk drive, hard drive, case, power supply, motherboard, RAM and CPU. Everything's in there. £889. So you could order that, have something better than a Mac. That's that's easily going to beat a Mac. And I think that's it. I think we're done. And you've saved yourself £2, have you? Do I mean £2? Yeah. Well, £1. So you'd save yourself £1, and you get everything that a Mac has, plus better, because you've now got a 4 GHz CPU and a good graphics card and good RAM. So, and a bit of room for upgradability later with the power supply. So, yeah, that's completely destroyed a Mac. There's not much left to say. Sorry, Apple, you've lost. Well done, Windows, you win, because you can have a lot better stuff. And if anyone says, oh, that's a gaming PC build because you've got a graphics card in it, maybe I just wanted it for web browsing and stuff. Well, all I could say to that is, well, now you've got a graphics card, so you can play games and do web browsing even faster than a Mac can. So without the graphics card, it's only going to cost you 800 rather than 900. You could build a PC for maybe £300-400 that'd just do web browsing, which is basically what a Mac does. So, thank you very much, guys, for watching. This has been Lewis from SNL Gaming, and I'll see you in the next video.